Coming up, Bob steps into the ring and learns the ropes of wrestling.
I don't think I can get it.
And Alistair tries to grab a hold of rock climbing. On the Sidelines kicks off right now. With your hosts, Alistair McMurtry and Josh Horsley.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us for another exciting edition of On the Sidelines. I'm Alistair McMurtry.
And I'm Josh Horsley.
How you doing, my friend?
You know what? I'm excited. Today is our final episode of this series, and it's the end of November. You get to shave that ridiculous mustache off your face. So.
Yeah, we got a lot to get to in today's show. Here at On the Sidelines, we've been covering a different sport every episode. This week in our series finale, we're throwing a mixture of oddball sports at you.
What we mean by oddball sports is they're sports that you commonly wouldn't think of right away.
Yeah, so the first one we're trying out is wrestling. Pure Wrestling Association is a local sports and entertainment group. We sent Bob Grenier to check out one of their shows and got a lesson in the ring. Let's check it out.
The Pure Wrestling Association operates in British Columbia and Ontario and provides exciting pro wrestling action for its fans, even attracting legendary performers like Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
This is how you learn the ropes.
I recently had the opportunity to attend an event and achieve my boyhood dream of climbing into the ring. After a quick hazing, it was time for lesson number 1, which is a collar and elbow tie-up. A simple, but not so simple move used to start any match and exhibit control over your opponent.
This arm's gonna go across here.
Yep.
Okay. That's how you
Harder, Bob. You're right in there.
There you go.
Yeah, why are you such a wussy, Bob?
Now you're trying to control me, right? This is where you're trying to control me.
Yeah.
Around, right? I can move you around like this. I can put you in lock,
Yeah.
right?
Why don't you give it up, Bob? Why don't you give it up? Oh, Bob, tap.
From there, it was time to
All
run
right,
the
let's see how
ropes,
you do it first.
which are hardly ropes at all.
You want to hit
Thick
the middle?
elevator cable wrapped in tape.
That was terrible, Bob. Show him how to run the ropes, Jimmy King.
What do you want to do? You want to run?
Out of breath, we moved on to the final lesson. Any aspiring professional wrestler must learn how to do properly. That's how to fall. Reducing any impact on
arms
your
all the way
head,
out.
shoulders and back.
Down there.
Land
I
square,
just punched you in
tuck
the
your
face,
chin, and
Bob.
breathe out.
Stay down, hands out. Yeah. Useless, Bob. Okay, stay down there. When I
For On
say
the
stay down
Sidelines,
there.
I'm Bob.
Well, that was pretty cool. At least Bob got to experience his childhood fantasy.
Yeah, you know, it's nice to see other people picking on Bob besides the On the Sidelines crew. Anyway, from the wrestling ring to the wall, some people may not think that rock climbing is a sport, but it most certainly is.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I'm still feeling really sore after my trip to Grand River Rocks. I attempted some tough vertical challenges in this sport, which is becoming so popular, you'll see it in the next Olympic sports, which will take place in 2020. Let's take a quick look. Hey, Scott.
Yeah, you Alistair?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Good, man. You ready to get some climbing?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, let's get some air under your feet. So I'm taking Alistair out. He's done a little bit of climbing before, but we're basically going to treat this like it's a first-time climb. I'm going to be taking care of the rope safety stuff, but I'll show him how to put on the harness. I'm going to be using a top rope belay rig where I will be harnessed in. I will be controlling the ropes while Alistair climbs, and if he falls or lets go of the wall, the ropes are going to hold him up, and I'll support him using an automatic braking belay system.
Like so?
Perfect.
Okay.
So the knot we use, very specific knot. This is called a double figure 8 or a retraced figure 8. Climbers love this knot because it's a no slip knot.
Right.
Looks good. And we're going to back that up with a double half hitch. This is just in case I screwed it up. We always like to do things with redundancy.
Extra precaution, right?
So we use the standard climbing grading system. It's called the Yosemite decimal system. And that takes into account the size of the handholds, the technical proficiency required to actually figure out the moves and figure out the ergonomics and sort of choreography of each specific climb. When you have my permission, you can start climbing.
Okay.
Give her. I see you're doing pretty well at this already, but between moves, you want to make sure that you're letting your shoulders come back, straightening your arms. That's going to let your skeleton support your weight a little more than your muscles, and that's going to help you conserve energy while you climb.
Okay.
Okay, as you lean back, I'm going to slowly bring you down. You can just walk or kick off the wall, bounce your way down like a Navy SEAL. Nice. This is the funnest part of rock climbing. Awesome, man. Solid first climb. As a newer climber, Alistair did really well. He took to the wall really quickly.
I don't think I can get it.
He needs to improve his footwork a little bit, just by getting his accuracy down and learning to use his toes more than his instep. His body awareness was great, and he did really well conserving energy while he was climbing.
Well, hopefully with those tips and tricks, you'll be on your way to conquering the world and climbing everything. Get out there and conquer the world, everyone. Start climbing every walk you can. Just use these tips and tricks to help you better understand rock climbing. Back to the studio.
Well, it looked like you had a lot of fun there.
Yeah, it's a lot tougher than it looks. That shot where you saw me shaking out my hands, it's because you get a really bad lactic acid buildup in your hands. So that has to be the hardest part about rock climbing, is your hands get brutal wear and tear.
And I heard him mention in the video a little bit the Yosemite decimal system. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so just before we go to break, just behind me here, everybody, we have the Yosemite decimal system that Scott mentioned in the video. What it is it gauges how difficult your climb is going to be. Your first number identifies how vertical the wall is, 1 through 5 determining how steep that climb is going to be, and your second number determines how difficult that climb is going to be. So a 5-5 is a vertical wall, but a fairly easy climb. A 5-10 is also a vertical line, but a bit tougher to climb as well. And then a 5-15 is one of the most hardest walls you can possibly climb. It is the highest possible level that a human is physically able to climb on a rock climbing wall. So with that, we're going to throw to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with more On the Sidelines. Stay tuned.
Coming up, can Alex bowl his way to victory? And will Alistair hold his own in the octagon as he tries jiu-jitsu? Oh, God. Stay tuned to find out.
Welcome back, everyone. 10 pins, 1 ball, or 5 pins, 1 ball. Whatever type of bowling you choose to play, the game has an exciting atmosphere for all ages.
We sent Alex to Woodlawn Bowl in Guelph to see if he could hit the splits like the pros, or if he would, not hit them.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
Hi guys, I'm Alex. This week we're doing an up your game segment for bowling. I'm here with Kathy, so she's going to teach me the basics of bowl. Let's get it started.
Hi there. So the first thing you need to do when you're coming out to bowl is learn how to pick up a bowling ball and to find a ball that's great for your hand. So your thumb is coming out of the ball easily, so you're letting it go and your hand is coming off the ball with the fingers. Now the proper way to pick up a ball off the lane is to make sure you pick it up with both hands, so you're not hurting your back or your shoulders.
All right, Kathy, we just went over the hand motions. Now we're doing footwork, I believe?
That's correct.
Okay.
You have a number of approaches you can do. You can do a 3-step approach, a 4-step approach, or a 5-step approach. The approach is how you feel comfortable letting the ball go. So I'll do a 3-step approach, and then you can try and follow. 3-step approach is slow, step, step, and slide.
With all those steps, Kathy, let's see if I can put it all together.
All right, let's give it a try.
Apparently I can't put the steps together. So as you can see, I'm not a perfect bowler yet. I've hit 1 pin all day, but with Kathy's tips, maybe in the future I'll become a pro, so thank you.
You're welcome, Alex, and hopefully we'll see you on the lanes.
Hopefully. Now back to you boys at the studio.
Thanks for that, Alex. Have you ever been in a situation where you've needed to defend yourself but were too afraid or incapable of doing anything?
Well, if you're like Alistair, Mass, located in downtown Galt, may just be for you. They're a mixed martial arts academy that trains various forms of martial arts. We sent Alistair out to Mass to see if they could whip him into shape by rolling around in jiu-jitsu.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi guys, we're here at Mass in downtown Galt, right across from the Food Basics parking lot. I'm here with Isabel. She's going to be showing us all things jiu-jitsu for this segment.
I'm going to be showing Alistair some a basic submission from having somebody in your guard.
All right guys, we're finally here on the mat. I'm here with Isabel. She's going to attempt to kick my butt here. We're going to see how this is going to go. So Isabel, what's the first thing we're going to be doing today?
First things first, you're going to enter into my guard, and then I'm going to teach you the triangle.
Okay.
First, I'll do the submission. We'll see if you tap, and then from there, I'm going to teach you how to defend it.
Okay, let's start this, I guess. What's the first position?
So you're going to enter my guard.
Okay.
Right here, just come.
Like I'm getting up here?
Yep,
Okay.
into my guard. I'm going to trap my legs around you like this. So this is a good self-defense,
Okay.
and especially important in MMA. So you can have a really dominant position. From here, you can throw the hands in MMA, just throw some boxing. So what I want to do is break that. I want to come in really close.
Okay.
And to set up the triangle, I'm going to choose one side to throw a little shrimp out this way. I'm going to throw your arm inside. Right there. And I'm going to swing my leg around, grab my shin.
Okay.
Shrimp again to angle off. This way, I'm choking you with my inner thigh and with your arm. I'm going to wrap my meat right behind my shin. Is that tight? From here, I'm going to squeeze. So if it's working, tap. Okay. I'm going to squeeze and pull your head down.
Yeah, that works.
See the tap?
Yeah. Okay, guys. Keep these tips in mind when you hit the mat to roll around for jiu-jitsu. I'm Mass in downtown Galt. I'm Alistair.
Well, she certainly kicked your butt.
Yeah, I didn't realize going into that segment that Isabel was actually a world champion fighter. I had no idea going in. I thought it was going to be a teacher just showing me some moves. So she handed it over to me. She worked me over really good.
Yeah, let that be a lesson to you kids out there. Always make sure you know who you're picking your fights with.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, everybody, we'll be right back with more On The Sidelines. Stay tuned.
Coming up, Quentin tries his hand at curling.
I'm doing it, Mama.
And who's this boxer? You'll have to wait and see after the break.
Welcome back, everybody. When you see curling on TV, you may think to yourself, how is this a sport?
Well, just ask Quinton. We sent him to the Elmira Curling Club to meet up with Glenn Pauly. Pauly is one of the instructors over at the club there.
Yeah, we're going to see if he could help Quentin up his game.
Yeah, let's check it out.
So you've never done this before?
No.
So I'm going to show you just a couple of fundamentals before we get on the ice.
Okay.
Every sheet has hacks like this at
Okay.
either end. So you're a right-handed player.
Yep.
So you're going to use the left hack,
Okay.
and your right foot is going to go in the left hack, and so the stone is going to be approximately here.
Okay.
Okay. And then you're going to push out of this hack in order to deliver the stone. Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds good?
Let's
Okay.
hit the ice.
Then you're going to take your right leg, and this
Okay.
is going to come back behind you, laces to the ice.
Okay.
Yep, just relax your back leg. And now this foot has to hold you up.
Yep.
Okay? And it's ready, set,
Ready, set.
go.
I'm doing it, Mama.
Congratulations, you've done your first slide.
Got my foot.
Eventually where we're going to get to is you're going to have a stone in your hand, you're going to have a broom in your other hand, and then you're going to have to let go of the stone. Okay? So stone is in front of the hack. Heel toe. Squat down. Ready, set.
Wow. Okay. And then set. So thank you so much, Glenn, for helping me out my game in the sport of curling.
You're welcome.
I might not be an Olympian just yet, but I feel like I'll get there with some more practice, some more lessons from you, hopefully. So thank you so much for joining us today.
You're very, very welcome. You're welcome anytime.
Oh yeah, sounds good. I might just be back here sooner than you think.
Okay.
So thank you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this segment of Up Your Game.
Well, I think we can say with the utmost confidence that Quinton will not be back there anytime soon.
Yeah, he most certainly probably won't be an Olympian. But
I doubt
speaking of Olympians, we at On The Sidelines actually got a chance to talk to one ourselves. We got to speak to Mandy Bujold. She's a 10-time Canadian champion, and she's going for her 11th championship, which would make a Canadian record. She also was a Pan American gold medalist in 2015 and 2011. And she was at this year's Rio Olympics, placing 5th place. And she's headed to the Commonwealth Games, she won a bronze medal in the Commonwealth Games. Here's Connor Mallett with more on Mandy Bujold.
Mandy Bujold, boxing.
Small but mighty, definitely an accurate way to describe Mandy Bujold. Hailing from Kitchener, Ontario, Mandy is one of the most decorated female boxers in Canadian history.
When I had my opportunity to go to the gym, and I just fell in love with the sport from day one and never looked back.
With boxing bloodlines running deep through the family tree, Mandy learned the sport at a young age from her older brother.
My older brother was boxing, and at that time I was about 16. I remember him coming home all excited about what he was learning, and I wanted to do what he was doing.
Winning a national championship is something all athletes dream about, and when you can win 10 in a row, it makes that dream almost seem surreal.
Right now, 10 is the most national titles ever won. I have that, but someone else has that as well, so I want to win that 11th national title to beat that record.
Being one win away from history is definitely something that is on Mandy's mind while competing, but it isn't something that weighs her down in everyday life.
I feel like you're just never content. There's always just, you want something more, and the second you get it, then you want something more.
Competing at the 2016 Rio Olympics as a member of Team Canada, Mandy feels a tremendous amount of pride every time she dons the red and white maple leaf.
It's always a proud moment. It's always something that I don't take for granted. I think is very exciting, and it's an honor to do. I absolutely love this country. I love my community.
Finishing 5th at the Olympic Games is something that Mandy will cherish for the rest of her life. But with the sport of women's boxing being less advertised than the men's side, her qualifying for the Games is something that very few Canadians have done before her.
Women's boxing is still such a new sport that it's like there's only one other female that had the opportunity to do that in Canada. So to me, that just put me in kind of a special group, and I thought that was a pretty cool moment.
Her first Olympic experience will be one she remembers for a long time, but not for all the right reasons. The pressure from the big stage didn't seem to faze this elite level athlete.
Pressure from the media and from, people kind of just saying that they're, kind of expecting you to win, expecting you to get a medal. And not only that, but I had set myself up that way because, I won gold at the qualifier, second in the world going into the event. So obviously I was a favorite to win.
Being the only female in history to win back-to-back Pan Am gold medals, Mandy is hoping that her success in the ring will keep her at the top of her game as her career progresses further, getting her name in the history books a couple more times.
So it's going to be a busy next few months for Mandy. I believe she's got the Nationals coming up in April, and if she wins that, it'll be the 11th straight, like you said, and a world record, right?
Yep, that's correct.
That'll be fantastic. And then she's got the Francophones after that. So she's got a very busy schedule. So we wish her all the best in the coming months. And with that, we'll be right back with more On The Sidelines, everyone. Stay tuned.
Coming up, what do you do in the off-season to stay sharp? Off-season workouts, perhaps? And a young prodigy in the sport of mixed martial arts. Who is it? Stay tuned to find out.
Welcome back, everybody. Living in Canada, many of our sports are weather dependent.
Yeah, so a local facility helps outdoor enthusiasts take their game out from the cold and into the dome. Blake Westman introduces us to Max Sports World. Let's check it out.
Max's Sports World has an awesome range of indoor games to come and play. Our producer Connor Mallett had a chance to come and see what they're all about.
This place has been around for a very long time. The exact date I'm not entirely sure of, probably before I was born, and I'm 22, so it's a long time. We've recently brought in bubble soccer, and coming in the future we're going to be doing axe throwing as well.
Connor spent most of his time in the batting cages. Overall, we think he had a good time.
Now we're going to take a look at Evan Perry, a local rising star in kickboxing and karate. Blake Westman has more on the story.
This week, On The Sidelines visited the Kick and Sport Karate Martial Arts Club to check out a promising young prospect, Evan Perry.
This is my third year starting, so we're starting the third year right now.
Evan had an impressive 10-5 record last season, having competed mostly against older fighters, a talent that his coaches recognize.
Well, the biggest thing that I noticed about Evan right off the bat was that Evan has the right attitude. Evan goes into everything wanting to excel and wanting to win.
He's got really good work ethic, so that was the main reason we thought he would be a good fighter to put on our elite team and try for the world championships. He's got amazing kicks, one of the best kicks I've seen in a kid.
With Curtis showing Evan the ropes, he has the right team to go the distance.
I've gone to 4 world championships and been on Team Canada 4 years, and I just won the world championship for kickboxing.
Curtis was extremely successful at the recent World Championships held in Ireland, defeating local fighters, as well as fighters from Scotland and America.
I won all my fights unanimously, so I won them all pretty solidly. This is my second World Championship win in 3 years.
Evan has been very successful this year as well.
First we went to the regionals and the top 8 qualified to go to the Canadian Championships. And then if you were in the top 4 there, you could go to the Worlds.
Evan reached the Canadian Championships, but unfortunately was unable to make the top 4. But he's looking forward to this year, where he will be fighting in the correct age group.
This year we're going to be training for continuous and point sparring, trying to make it through the regionals and nationals.
His coaches have every ounce of confidence in Evan's ability.
Most tournaments he comes back from, I can expect him to get first place. He had a bit of a rough year at the nationals, but he can bounce back from it. He's training and progressing well.
We at On The Sidelines can't deny Evan is truly a rising star and hope that he can follow in Curtis's footsteps to becoming a world champion.
Well, thanks again for tuning in to get featured in this episode.
As always, we encourage you to get out into your community and get involved. Get out there and try your hand at one of the sports we featured today. Who knows, you may have a hidden talent that you never thought to discover.
Well, my friend, I think this is the end for us. We've done pretty well. I've learned a lot on these shows that we've done about the plethora of sports that we've covered. How about yourself?
Yep, I've definitely upped my game in a few areas for the segments that I was on, and I learned a lot from this show.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Yep.
Thank you to our crew, and most of all, thank you to you, the viewers, everybody. You've helped us stay on the air for this long, and you've really kept the content going for us. But since this is the series finale, this is Alistair McMurtry signing off for the last time.